Hello, dear readers. Welcome back to the Learner Spot by Chuzy. That is me. Today I'm going to speak about some more very interesting figures of speech, namely antithesis, alliteration, onomatopoeia, oxymoron, euphemism, and irony. Let's start with antithesis. Antithesis is a word from ancient Greek which directly translates to opposite. When we talk about antithesis in English language, we are referring to a phrase which contains two contrasting ideas. It is used to express opposing ideas in a more vivid fashion in order to make a greater impact on the person listening or reading. A famous example is what Neil Armstrong said on his moon landing. He said that's one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind. The small step and giant leap are the antithesis because they are the direct opposite of each other. Another example is man proposes and God disposes. The two ideas are completely opposite to each other, and yet when put in a sentence together, they create a contrasting idea. More examples are, give all men thy ear, but few thy voice, as said by William Shakespeare. Speech is silver, but silence is golden. Patience is bitter, but it bears sweet fruit. It is never too late, but is never too soon. To err is human, to forgive is divine. Now, antithesis refers to a juxtaposition of contrasting ideas. Next, we come to alliteration. Alliteration is a repetition of the same sound at the beginning of a phrase or a series of words or a line, like you clinking, clanking, clattering collection of colliginous junk, and you billowing bale of bovine fodder from the Wizard of Oz. Adding alliteration to your writing is like adding little tongue twisters. There are many famous tongue twisters like 7 snakes slithered slyly. Betty Butter bought some butter, but the butter was too bitter. 2 turtles taking turns. Black bug bit a big black bear. Sheep should sleep in a sled. Now my tongue is getting all twisted up here. Alliteration is a very popular writing tool for poets. They add rhythm and interest to the lines. Along with alliteration, onomatopoeia is another figure of speech which is seen often in poems. Onomatopoeia is a process of creating a word that phonetically imitates, resembles, or suggests the sound that it describes. It is often used by poets because it allows the reader to visualize the scene by creating a multi-sensory vision, all with words. Readers don't just picture the scene, they hear the sounds in the scene or feel the chill in the air. It is a poetic structure of words to convey how something sounds. The formation is from a sound associated with what it is named after, like neigh for horse. Many examples of onomatopoeia are buzz, achoo, chirp, shush, oink, bang, hiss, choo-choo, twang, splat, rattle, toot, vroom, crash, crack, moo, clack, beep, rig. A mosquito zoomed and buzzed around my head. Popular examples are the nursery rhymes, Wheels of the Bus, and Old MacDonald Had a Farm. A literary example is a poem written by Robert Browning, The Pied Piper of Hamelin. There was a rustling that seemed like a bustling of many crowds jostling at pitching and hustling. Small feet were pattering, wooden shoes clattering, little hands clapping, and little tongues chattering. Another interesting figure of speech is oxymoron, in which the two terms seem to contradict each other. Deafening silence, almost limitless, fresh frozen, doing nothing, daydreams, random patterns, act naturally, small crowd, new classic, inside out, pretty bad, going nowhere, feeling numb, genuine imitation, all alone, climb down, crash landing, new used car. These are a few examples. The shirt is pretty ugly. She is awfully nice. Next, we come to euphemism. Goldie has kicked the bucket. This is a polite way of saying Goldie died. So euphemism is basically a polite expression used in place of words or phrases which otherwise might be considered harsh or unpleasant. When a person uses a euphemism, they are replacing a word or phrase with another in order to make the sentence sound less offensive. In day-to-day language, it is used intentionally to alter a sentence to lessen the harshness of its meaning without actually removing the meaning. We use passed away for died, put to sleep for euthanized, terminate a pregnancy for abortion, collateral damage for accidental death, out of work for unemployed, over the hill for getting older, not all there is being crazy, downsizing for firing employees. The word euphemism is an idiomatic expression which loses its literal meaning and refers to something else in order to hide its unpleasantness. It is a pleasant, kinder, or softer sounding phrase chosen to replace an unpleasant, offensive, or sensitive topic. Like feel under the weather means to feel sick or to come down with something. We do not employ mentally challenged people means stupid people. Lastly, we come to irony. It is used as a literary device in a situation in which there is a contrast between reality and expectation. For example, the difference between what something appears to mean versus the literal meaning. When used correctly, it is a powerful tool that adds depth and substance to a piece of writing. There are 3 types of irony. Situational irony, where there is a contrast between the result of a situation and what is intended or usually expected to happen. Verbal irony, when what is said is actually the opposite of what it really means. Dramatic irony is created when the audience knows more than the characters in a work of literature. This is also called tragic irony. Many examples of irony are when a police station is robbed, when you take an elevator to reach the gym, when your dog destroys your dog training manual, when a psychic cancels a show for unforeseen reasons, when a repair shop's front door is broken, when a tow truck breaks down and needs to be towed, when you fall asleep while reading a book on how to battle insomnia, when someone creates an anti-technology website. A perfect example of dramatic irony is Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, where both young lovers take the poison thinking the other is dead. There are some cases when someone could say something that is considered both ironic and sarcastic, but sarcasm is not a literary device. Sometimes the writer makes the narrator a character in the story that knows more than the reader. Agatha Christie used the first-person strategy, creating narrative irony. We have covered quite a few figures of speech today, and I think we are done with almost all the popular ones. Those of you who have missed my earlier videos can view them for the previous figures of speech. I hope you all found the videos useful. If you have any suggestions for more figures of speech, please write in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you all soon. I'll be back with more interesting, useful topics. Bye. Thank you.